Okay, live video is starting. I'm just going to, okay, here we go. Let me make sure we're in the group. Oh, yay, the comments are working. Oh, this wasn't working last time. So I don't actually think I need to be. Oh, excellent. I don't think I need to be in my Facebook group to see the comments because I'm able to see them now here. Except for some reason, let's edit the post details really quick. Okay. Save. Okay, let's make sure that worked. So today, let me put it in the comments, we are talking about a pain protocol that I'm going to use because I'm having some cramps. So I'm going to do the oils shot for the pain protocol. And then we're going to talk about weightlifting for beginners. So I've gotten really into going to the gym. And of course, you guys know how much I love yoga and incorporating yoga into my weightlifting experience. And so I'm going to talk about that along with, I wanted to share with you guys the reconnection form. Let me just check the group one more time because I'm not seeing. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, I'm seeing comments. Okay, yay! I still can't see it on the computer. So I just opened um I just opened my phone to see I have now the ability to live stream on my computer, but also I can see the comments on the phone. So there is a comment section on the computer, but it's not showing up the on the computer. So, okay, yay. Let me see. I see Diana, I see Pamela, I see Boston, Lisa, Joe. Yay. Okay, I'm so excited. Let's take an oil shot. So we're going to do marjoram and copaiba and tangerine and peppermint. So if you'd like to do these with me, we can do the oil shot. I'm adding the peppermint because that will help with the taste. Y'all know how I just can't stand marjoram. Marjoram is just like so difficult for me to take. So I'm going to put it in an oil shot. And then I'm going to do a quick allergy protocol because I've just been noticing so weird. Like, I don't ever get allergies unless I'm around a cat. I don't have like allergy issues, but for some reason this last week, all the kids and I, maybe from the VOG, we're experiencing VOG where when the volcano erupts, we get all of that, like the eruption, they call it VOG. So maybe that's what it is too, is that it's like sneezing and stuffy nose in the morning. So rosemary has literally been saving my life. So I've just been using this topically. Okay. I've got water. I'm just going to put it in this little cup here. I'm just doing a little bit of water. And I'm going to do peppermint. We're just doing 2 drops of peppermint. Remember with essential oils, you know, I say less, but more often, right? So you can do 2 drops or 1 drop or even a little bit of or 3 drops or 5 drops, you know, that's fine. But just as long as you're doing it more often, that's when it's going to be the most effective. What did I put in there? Okay, so I have copaiba, tangerine, peppermint, and marjoram. Oh, I've just been having cramps lately, so I wanted to, just this morning actually, I do notice, this is really interesting, when I don't get enough iron, that was just 1 drop. I'm just going to do 1 drop. When I don't get enough iron, I have a harder time during my menstrual cycle, so I experience more pain. Okay, if you're taking an oil shot with me, cheers! I like the peppermint with the marjoram because then, ooh, it's so delicious. I got like the aftertaste of the peppermint and the tangerine together is so good. So just one drop is good. Pamela said doTERRA Copaiba soft gels are 10% off for May. That's amazing. Thank you, Pamela, for the update. I love it. I like Copaiba. I like to take it internally. I have it right here, topically. So I put it on as well, topically. And I also want to show you. So that blend that we just took in the shot glass is really good for pain, any sort of pain protocol. So I like to do those. Definitely copaiba marjoram together, magic frankincense together with marjoram is really good. Marjoram is a sedative oil. Don't remember how much I talk about marjoram? It's so interesting when you look at the chemical composition of marjoram. It acts like what they call in the essential oil world like an alcohol. And don't get it confused with like alcohol. Alcohol, that's not what it is. It is this sedative effect on you when you take it. So I'm not going to be falling asleep here, but it is very, very relaxing and it works so quickly. This is why I love essential oils so much. They work so quickly. I can't even tell you now, it's just so automatic that I use the oils that, hi Sylvia, that it is just like I don't realize how often I'm using them, but I use them so often because it has this like this calming, wonderful, lovely effect. Sylvia asked, which oil was that? I did copaiba, I did marjoram, tangerine, and peppermint together. So those four in an oil shot. Okay, I can see the comments, so you guys can comment with your questions if you have questions, and I will be watching to see it so I can make sure to answer them. So let's go over now weightlifting protocol. But one second, something just came to me. For the pain protocol, I just want to also add black pepper oil and a hot oil like cinnamon or clove is also really good for pain. And I was sharing in my personalized support group about using CBD oil. And I get this salve here in Maui, and it's really interesting. It has tea tree, peppermint, lavender, and frankincense, but it has this organic hemp seed oil, and I like to use it topically. And then, as you can see, it's almost empty. And I mix it with marjoram, or I will put some deep blue rub together with this. So I feel like the essential oils I use 99% of the time. And then whatever other things I need to help with pain or whatever other health issues, I will add some things like this or some herbs as well, especially since I've been learning so many more alternative and natural ways to heal the body that that's just really complementary to help our system get back into balance. And the kids, I've been using the rosemary also this time of year because it rains a lot. We've been doing a lot of DDR prime topically on bug bites. That works so well. And then it doesn't have that like really intense cooling sensation like peppermint does. And Adelina still does not like peppermint oil, and she doesn't like essential oils all that much. So, I just kind of sneak it in or put it on when I need to. But continuously and effectively using the essential oils will help get your body into balance. This is what is so interesting about like just bridging everything that I'm learning and I'm implementing into my life is how do we get our body into balance? How do we keep our body in balance? Because we get thrown off balance in so many different ways. So if you think about it, like when we are eating certain foods, our digestive system gets off balance. Our blood sugar can get off balance. If we, for example, are stressed about something, then our nervous system gets off balance. And, if we are dealing with some difficulty with our emotions, then our entire emotional state gets off balance. And then we don't have like a clear prefrontal cortex to think clearly and make good decisions. So it's all about bringing our body back to balance. And I was teaching yoga yesterday morning, and I was telling the students, when we practice balancing yoga poses, it's not like we want to stay still, okay? It's the feeling of being able to shift easily our weight from forward to back, from side to side. It's like that sense of easily shifting weight. That's what keeps us balanced. So when we bring our health into balance, it's okay. We'll get off balance. It's just like, how can we bring it back so it's in an optimal state? It's like learning to walk, right? We want to bring our weight a little bit slightly forward, and we want to bring our weight a little bit slightly back so that we can walk easily and effortlessly. So, same with our health. We want to bring our health back to balance so we feel like we have this optimal environment to thrive. So, that's what we want to do. And this is like the whole point of doing all these things, is to make sure that we have a thriving environment in our system. Okay, so Pamela mentioned muscle pain roller she uses to work on her injured knee. So it's frankincense, copaiba, deep blue marjoram, Siberian fir, oregano. It's awesome. So you have that hot oil oregano, you have a calming oil marjoram, and copaiba, the cooling oil Siberian fir and deep blue, and then the frankincense, which is magical for everybody. Okay, and for everything. All right, let's talk about weightlifting. I want to bring this up because I notice I'm doing just something different that I notice. I'm certain people do this elsewhere, but I don't see a lot of people doing this at the gym that I go to. When I first started weightlifting, I was always wanting to get stronger. I've always been very conscious of my eating lifestyle, but I was so skinny, and I felt like it was more about me looking skinny than it was like me feeling good. And I also noticed that my thyroid was having issues. And I was just like, I took that test. I know I talked about it in my live stream show before, but I took that test that really showed that my body was just like in starvation mode, where I just wasn't providing it with enough food and enough nutrients. And so even though I was eating really healthy, I just wasn't eating as much. So the last several months, I've gained like 10 pounds, which I'm very happy about because I feel stronger, and I've put on that weight in toning my muscles. And it's been so exciting for me to go to the gym. At first, it was very intimidating and very overwhelming, but once I was committed and I was going 5 to 6 times a week, it just felt so different for me. So if you have access to the gym, if you have the ability to go to the gym, I can tell you I've moved next to a gym that is walking distance, and oh, that has made such a difference for me in my lifestyle, because with everything going on and the kids, it can be challenging to just get into the car and then make that extra time to get someplace to go to the gym. So it's been really convenient that I am walking distance to the gym. But I have to say that when I first started going, I had no idea what I was doing, especially when you go to a gym and you don't know. It can be so intimidating, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to look like an idiot. Like, I don't know how to even use the machines. I don't even know how to get on one of the machines. And for the most part, I couldn't even lift like 5 pounds. That was it. 8 pounds was it for me. So even getting like on a leg press machine, I couldn't even push the bar by myself at first. I needed the assistance to do that. So if you're thinking about wanting to get stronger, if you're feeling like you want to get into a better shape or you want to feel stronger, I can tell you, I just feel it's not so much for me about like how I look physically as much as it is for how I feel physically. And I already have so much energy, but it's like, wow, I can climb stairs without huffing and puffing. I can do my chaturangas in yoga class, and I have so much more endurance than I did before. I thought I was healthy before, but now I'm just like, oh, it feels so good. So, a couple tips I would recommend. The first thing is take it slow when you first go to the gym or you're wanting to try the gym for the first time. I say a short amount of time and take it slow. So, I would say 30 minutes and take your time. Now I go to the gym, I spend about an hour to an hour and a half there, but it's actually because I take a longer rest period between the weights that I'm lifting. And I also like to incorporate different yoga poses into my practice, so my workout. So I notice with working out, it typically tears the muscles, right, and rebuilds them. But with yoga, you're stretching the muscles and then rebuilding them. So I put those two things together. I will do like a workout set with the weights, and then I will work on I'll do some yoga postures in between with breathing to help stretch out the muscles. I feel like that is really such a perfect combination. Until I learn otherwise, that is working so well for me. So I would say just start with one part of the body. Yes, Boston says, especially as we get older, we start losing muscle mass rapidly. Weightlifting is terrific. I agree, and I do notice I'm 41. Isn't that so crazy? I'm going to be 42 this year in November. So to transition, I see and feel the shifts in my body, especially my midsection. I feel the shift in just taking longer also to tone my muscles and to really tune into what feels good and what's working for me. It's just different than my 20s and 30s. So I feel wherever you are, I mean, the best time for you to start weightlifting and exercising was 10 years ago, yes, or 5 years ago, or yes, yesterday. But the second best time is today. So if you have 30 minutes to 1 hour to carve out to get to the gym, you should absolutely 100% do that. And I would also, one of the things that I did at the beginning is I asked a lot of questions to the trainers that were around the gym, and I got some help as well. I met someone who is a fitness trainer, a fitness coach, and he was really helpful in guiding me. And actually, I am doing these workout programs that I'll be posting in the personalized support group that I have. You can find it, getfitwithpolina.club. So you can see videos there. And on the YouTube channel that I just started, I've not been posting yet there, and that's Get Fit with Polina. And then my Instagram is Get Fit with Polina as well. So I would say you can start at the gym just a short amount of time. Go in for 30 minutes. And just, it's a good idea to just test and see how much weight could you do on a leg press machine, or how much weight could you do on a adduction or an abduction machine. How much weight could you do on a chest press, or I don't even know all the names. I'm still learning. But what I like is on the machines, usually there is a picture and it says the name of the machine, and it also shows you in a picture form how to use the machine. So for example, the leg press, which if you follow me on Instagram, I did this like such a silly video. Ellie and I, my daughter and I, were doing like a voiceover for what each of us were doing on the machine. And she laid down and I was explaining the machine and I was like, oh, this is the hack squat. And I was so wrong. It's not. It's the leg press machine. So you would sit down in the seat, like kind of close to the floor where it feels like you're leaning back. And then you have your feet up onto this like platform thing and you're pushing the platform. And so at first I couldn't do it myself, so I needed some assistance. So I just asked one of the fitness coaches to help me lift that bar. So I would just start there and just find 3 to 4 machines, something that looks fun to try, and I would just start there. And then you can increase the weight based on how it feels for you. And once you get warmed up and accustomed, I would say you go to the gym 2 to 3 times this week to see, feel it out, try to understand how the machines work. You'll be able to see like how much weight you can actually lift. And at the beginning, I was doing very little weight because I just was scared to get hurt and I wasn't so unsure and I didn't want to do the things wrong. That was a big deal for me too. I think learning about essential oils and using essential oils when you are first starting, you don't want to mess up, you know? Same with doing yoga. You don't want to mess up. I think it's like anybody is like the fear of failure. It just comes up so big. So, oh, Boston, thank you. You're so sweet. So, I would say just get into the gym and do just very basic, simple moves and just try it out to begin with. Eventually, you're going to work up to adding more weight. And that's something that I learned too is you want to get to the point where you have enough weight on the machine where you feel like you're lifting a car off of a person and that you can only handle doing 6 to 8 reps of it at a time. So that's where I would start. And I would use hi Valerie. I would use essential oils, absolutely. I use Deep Blue Rub. You could do the pain protocol. I take Deep Blue Polyphenol Complex. I still take the LLV religiously morning and night unless I'm like out of it, which I don't typically ever want to be out of it. And I am taking my oils. I use my oils. The motivation blend, it's difficult the first 30 days starting an new exercise program, starting a new daily habit, starting to incorporate things into your life that you are not used to incorporating. I know the motivation, it is challenging. But once you pass that 30 days and you're like, yes, okay, I'm feeling so good. Oh my gosh, I am just, you know, I see it now, I feel it now. Then that makes a really huge difference. And then you'll be able to shift into wanting it. You know, it's like, okay, when you first start using essential oils and you are like, there's no way it's the essential oils. You go through that phase where you're just like, there's no way it's the essential oils. I can't believe it's working so well. How did that miraculously take care of my digestive problems? How that miraculously heal I don't have any cramps anymore, by the way, just from that one shot. By the way, I did not do anything. I put some Deep Blue Rub and Herbal, the CBD balm, prior to the live stream, but I wanted to take the essential oil protocol blend internally in a shot in front of you guys so you can see the effects in live form. So, you take on you have this experience, right? And you're like, there's just no way it works. And then you start using the oils over and over again. And every single time it works. It's like, yes, every single time. It is just like consistently and effortlessly making you feel so good. So when you have that reaction, it's the same when you start exercising and you go to the gym. It's the same. The other thing that's crazy, and Valerie said, me and my husband started working out again, but I walk every day. That's awesome. Walking every day is so good. And Pamela said Deep Blue Stick is better for the gym. Yes, it's so good. It's so good. So the other thing is it just came to me as I was talking, when we I used to say a lot of, your food lifestyle is so important. Everything that you eat is so important. It's so important. Your eating lifestyle. And it makes a difference. And I would tell people who wanted to lose weight, you don't actually have to exercise. You can just focus like 90% of your attention on your eating lifestyle, and you will be able to lose a lot of the weight that you want to lose. But I can tell you something. The exercising releases so much dopamine and oxytocin. Those are the feel good hormones. We want to get dopamine. We want to have that feel good. So, mentally, for your mental health, exercising is so incredible. And sometimes you go through like a weight loss. Let's say you change your eating lifestyle and you go through this weight loss journey, and you will significantly lose weight. Like, that first 10 pounds or first 15 pounds, that's a lot easier to drop. And then you kind of plateau. I see this in health issues as well with some clients that I've worked with that have health issue, and it's really fantastic, and they're doing really well, but then they kind of hit this plateau, right? And so it's just like you need the extra shift in your exercise routine. You need the extra shift in your emotional well-being and your mental state to push you to that next level. It's kind of like ranking if you're doing the doTERRA business, or if you want to hit a certain income. Like you have this, you're climbing this hill to get to this certain amount. Let's say you want to hit silver, and then you like kind of plateau at silver, and then you have to shift and do different things to hit gold, and then you have to shift again, do different things to hit diamond. So it's kind of that same way when we're working on our health in our body. We have to be able to shift and get into that space with exercising in order to release that dopamine, those feel good hormones, to just take our system to the next level. Oh, by the way, did I tell you already that my mom is calling me? Did I tell you already that let me get back to my train of thought. Did I tell you already that movement is the secret to life? So I don't know if you were here when I did the live stream video, like probably it was last year, and I had my moving whiteboard, and I was saying the gears, every single cell in your body has gears. In order for the gears to work, there needs to be a trigger. When there's a trigger, the gears move inside of your cell. And when the gears move, it signals to the cell to follow its instructions. When the gears in a cell do not move, it cannot follow its instructions. So it doesn't, it fails, it becomes overtaken by a virus. It can turn into a cell that is just, kills itself. It doesn't function anymore. So movement is life. And this is why essential oils work so well. It moves the energy in your system. And this is why the food that we eat and the things that we drink that create life in our body creates movement. So any sort of constipation, stagnant energy, any mucus buildup, anything that is staying stagnant in our system from our head to our toes is going to kill us. Okay? So we have to move in order for us to thrive and stay alive. All right, so there's my little speech on weightlifting if you're new. Aw, thank you, Valerie. Pamela said she changed to keto in 2024, lost 38 pounds. I've now played for the next 30 pounds. I'm trying to walk more in the evening. Yes. Oh, you've plateaued. Yes. Yeah, I would say walking. And Pamela, you don't have to go to the gym to use weights to lift. Okay. So you could be creative. Be creative. Like I have children I can lift. So if I don't make it to the gym, it's up and down the stairs with my little Adelina. So just different ideas and different things. Like everything I do, a little bit I want to incorporate. How can I incorporate to make it a healthier lifestyle for me? And this is what I want you to shift kind of your perspective. You're either going to suffer now just a little bit as you're weightlifting, or you go to the gym, or you make this a priority. You're suffering now just a little, or you are going to have some big time suffering when you get older. When you get older and you have difficulty with your health because you didn't make the commitment or you didn't take the time to put your energy and efforts into working out and exercising now, you will suffer when you get older. Yes, Valerie has a good point. Take some light weights with you when you walk. Yes, I love that. I love that. So, okay, let's talk about the reconnection form and then we'll wrap it up this morning. I wanted to talk about this because Pamela says I can lift bags of coconut and almond flour. Yes, Pamela, I love that. I want to talk about this because this has been such a lifesaver for me. And remember, in order to thrive, we need, yes, essential oils are fantastic. That is only one aspect. This is the, when some people ask me questions like, hey, I'm doing the essential oil protocol, but I'm still struggling with psoriasis, or I'm still struggling with inflammation, or I'm still having issues with diabetes or digestive problems or my libido. Like those questions, I say, it is not just essential oils that is going to help us shift into a healthier lifestyle. That is, yes, a huge aspect that we can incorporate, and we can really transform our health with essential oils. But it's not just that. We have the physical body, okay? We have the mental body, okay? And then we have the internal systems. We have our digestive body. So yes, essential oils are fantastic in every sort of way. Is it going to gain muscles when you take essential oils? No. Is it going to help you lower your cortisol levels? Yes. Is it going to help you de-stress and help you process heavy feelings? Yes. But is it going to help resolve conflict? Is your, as in pickle oil, ylang-ylang going to call your sister that you've had a conflict with for the last 6 months and tell her how you're feeling? No. Aw, Boston, thank you so much. You're so sweet. You're amazing. You're the best. Yeah, because I declined her call, so she just probably forgot. That's okay. Okay, Pamela said that's why I'm making the commitment. I turned 70 in December. Yes, Pamela. Yes, absolutely. You go, girl. All right, so I use these forms. I want to teach you guys how to use this form. I use this form, and if you are in my my club, my little personalized support club, my Get Fit with Polina club, that's what I'm going to call it. It's my club. Then I will upload this so you guys can use it. So this is what it looks like. It is a reconnection form. I think I have it right. And it is a way to learn how to communicate about your emotions. So I'll just do a quick recap about the form so you can see just in general how it works and the importance of it. So, by the way, I just feel like this is gold, you guys. This is gold. I have a podcast. I don't promote it on my personal site, actually, because it is a podcast I do with my mom for her business. It's called The Leader in You. You can find it on YouTube, The Leader in You podcast. It's an amazing podcast, and I talk a lot about this, but I talk about it in regards to corporate and team dynamics. So, but this stuff I'm going to teach you guys and how to use it in your personal relationships, and I also use this for my kids. So this is how the form works. So number one is you want to identify the disconnection that occurs. So for example, if you have a conflict with someone, okay, you would start off by sharing what exactly it was that caused the disconnection or the conflict. The reason why this whole process is so important is because when you do not discuss or talk about what things don't feel good for you inside your body physically, they will turn into physical ailments and conditions. And then I will hear from you and you will tell me, why are my essential oils not working? And I will tell you, your essential oils are working. But let me explain something. Your emotional well-being and your emotional state and your ability or inability to express your emotions ties to your physical health and is correlated to your organs inside your body. So if we don't take the time to address what is happening to us emotionally at the time that we experience a trigger, or if you've had some trauma in the past and you haven't talked about it, you have not shed any light to it, this is a really good way to do it. We will continue to suffer physically, mentally, emotionally, in all forms, spiritually, in all ways that we suffer in life, we will continue to suffer. Okay? So, this is a great form to use to process. Let's say you have an issue going on with someone and you can't necessarily talk about the issue with that person, then I would say you can take this form and use it with a friend, for example. Or you can also schedule a session with me and I can help you work through the form. So there are, I think there's 8 steps. Yep, there's 8 steps to this form. The first is identifying what it was that disconnected you. So it could be a words, facial expression, tone of voice, behavior, action, decision. Then you identify what your raw spots are. So everybody in this universe, every single person has sensitivities. I have been told most of my life that I'm a very sensitive person. I cry. I know I do, and I love it. But everybody has sensitivities. So every single person experiences sensitivities, and these are called the raw spots. So identifying the raw spots. For example, one of them could be feeling not valid, feeling not being valued. That one is a big one for me, not being valued. And it's actually a big one for people in the workplace, in a relationship. If you don't feel valued in your relationship, that could be very, very difficult and stressful to experience. And then when you're constantly reminded that you are not valued as a person, that can also be very detrimental to your physical health. And then you express your emotions. So you talk about your surface emotions, softer emotions, and primary emotions. There are 3 different levels of emotions. This is really important to identify. When you speak your emotions out loud, it actually decreases the intensity of your emotions by 70%. That's amazing, right? Like, the fact that we just have to carry that heavy weight of all those feelings when we have conflicts, it's very, very difficult to carry. So decreasing that emotion by 70% actually helps so much in the transition to understanding how to create a healthy environment in your life. I want you to thrive. That's it. Period. End of sentence. This is the way to do it. This is the path. Boston said, same, we're not oversensitive, we're super sensitive. Yes, we are. Hi, Marie. Welcome. Okay, so that's step 3. Step 4 is, what are your automatic thoughts? So everybody has automatic protective thoughts and automatic protective behaviors that occur when we get into a conflict. So, for example, one of the things that I do when I have an automatic protective thought that comes up in a conflict, I say, I have to get away. I give up. I am very quick. I'm not as much anymore, but I typically tend to withdraw. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to get away. I give up. This is it. I can't do it anymore. So this is important to identify. When you bring a awareness and identification to what is happening with your thoughts, guess what happens? You have the ability to change it. It's just like your health, right? We become self-aware of what's happening in our body physically, and then we have the abilities and the tools to change them. Our essential oils, they're tools. They are tools to create a thriving and healthy body. This is a tool to create an incredibly thriving and healthy mental state. Okay? And then we have our automatic protective behaviors, which usually people blame, judge, criticize, or shame. Those are the 4 top most common protective behaviors. So blaming another person, shaming someone else, criticizing, judging them. I typically get busy and I avoid and I increase my speed of speech. So that's what I do. Depends on what's triggering me, but yes. Okay, and then you have the back of the form, which is how to recap. So eventually, once you learn how to communicate with this language, you don't need these forms anymore. You're just going to do like what's called a recap, where you say, I got triggered when, my raw spots are, I felt, self-driven primary emotions, what is my image, my worst fear, automatic thoughts of protective behaviors, and what I need. And so this is the bonding moment when you do have a disconnection with someone. You're going to reconnect with them in an emotional way. And then asking for what you need to feel safe right now. So tell me that you care, my feelings are valid, or that I'm important to you. All of this stuff is so good. It's so good to create this deep emotional connection. You guys, we are wired in our brain. It's in us from birth. Like from the cells that created a human to be connected. We cannot thrive. It's not even possible for us to thrive if we are not emotionally connected to the people that are close to us. If we aren't emotionally connected, we will always be looking for something to fill in that missing piece. And typically that's how addictions are formed. That's also how habits that are not healthy for us are formed when we don't have that deep emotional bond and that connection where we can really feel fulfilled and at peace. This is the way to do it. It's so simple. It's just like this amazing form. It's magic. It's gold. It's like those essential oils. It's gold, but for your mental health. Okay, and then you get to share how you feel after you get emotionally connected. All right, there's that. Yes, we did it. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Hey, you guys, this Sunday is Mother's Day. Yay! So I'm thinking to do something fun. Of course, I like doing giveaways, and so I will keep you all posted this week. Thank you very much for joining my live stream. I love you guys. As always, I'm here on Mondays, 9 a.m. now, Hawaii time, 12 p.m. Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. I will be traveling to Washington, D.C. to speak at a conference on this same topic about emotional well-being and the importance of connecting and how to reconnect. And so that will be very exciting for me. I am, fingers crossed, think I will be able to still do the live stream because it's going to be so early in the morning. I think it's going to be maybe 6 o'clock in the morning. No, I don't know. We'll see. If it works out, I will keep you posted. If it doesn't, I will keep you posted regardless. Thank you again for joining, and I will see you next Monday. Bye.